Yeah. Stacks in her pocket, she bank heavy with the soul. Birkin full of paper, dream she gunning for that gold. Auntie with no babies, but she still full-time mama. Dropping bars of wisdom, hot as the sun in Ghana. She don't sugarcoat, nah, she season it raw. Truth cut sharper, just the way she saw. Lipstick fierce, nails done in a spell. But her heart caught the softness, she hold you when you fell. Black auntie flow, she queen of advice. Hit you with the truth, but the love real nice. She got no kids, but she raised a crew. Bank that wisdom, what she speak come true. Sunday sermon from the stoop, fans clapping hands. Every gem like currency, you cash where you stand. Crispy edges on her words like fried plantains. But she nurture every soul, calm wrath like rain. She go, baby, don't you play, get your hustle on lock. Love tougher than the steel sitting under her Glock. Oprah ambition, cooking dreams in her pot. Bought her own mansion, ain't dependent on squat. Black auntie flow, she queen of advice. Hit you with the truth, but the love real nice. She got no kids, but she raised a crew. Bank that wisdom, what she speak come true.
Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Bank, Black Auntie No Kids, and this is my second channel, Bank Statements. I have uploaded a couple of videos, so I'm pretty sure most of you are new to my channel, and yeah, you probably see me in other reactors, chats, or as a mod, chatting it up here on these YouTube streets, particularly in the mommy sector. Even though my main channel focuses in on like true crime, if you go over to Bank, my primary channel, you see a lot of content up there about Ernest Williams and some of the current crime, law and crime content that's out here on these YouTube streets. But that's why I created Bank Statements, because it's a different audience. And I primarily am in the two spaces. And so I thought, why not dust this channel off and put some content up about Miss Olivia Johnson, because she has the block hot. And if you know, you know, okay? She has been cutting up something fierce. Now she's kind of peeled back in the last couple of days. I don't know what's really going on right now because she's a chameleon. She has multiple personalities. Right now, she's in this mellow mood. She seems to be very reflective. I don't know if it's because Mother's Day is tomorrow, and I'm not sure if she's getting her kids because of her antics. So she's coming off as kind of feeling kind of down. And, she goes from these very high to these very low lows. And I really think the child needs to go see a therapist. I think she needs to she needs to go get a diagnosis. But I doubt if that happens because that's just not who Olivia Johnson is. Anyway, this video is basically a rewind reaction, reviewing Liv and Jerrod's relationship, because there's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of, I would say, discussion in the chats and amongst the reactors out here as to um, why this all happened and how it all happened and who's to blame and who's not to blame. I am of the opinion that everyone has plays a part in it. So I don't think there's necessarily it's all 100% Olivia, but I will say she, in my opinion, is the catalyst for all this mess. She keeps it going. She's a gaslighter. She's a professional gaslighter. This girl likes to reimagine history. And she does it. She's so good at it. She's perfected it that she does it in real time. In the past, it used to take her maybe a couple of days, maybe even a couple of weeks for her to reinvent the story or retell the story that makes her that it makes her look good in the story. Now she does it in real time. She can do it within the same live. If she's doing a 2 hour live, a 3 hour live, hell, if she's doing a half an hour live, she has the ability to try to make you believe that you didn't hear what you heard or you did not see what you saw. And if you're not careful, you buy into her narrative. And that's just how good she is. Because let me tell you something. My mom told me when I was little, if you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll lie. Olivia has done both. She has lied to us time and time again, and she has proven herself to be a thief. So, if you're not familiar, she had an ex best homegirl, Misha, who left a Louis Vuitton bag at her apartment when she was staying with Liv, and Liv just basically kept it, stole it. She's a thief, and Lord knows what else she's probably stolen. But I don't trust those type of people. Never mind her personality disorder, because I think everybody's very clear that she shows signs of narcissism. But I will also say that she is oppositional defiant, and she just cannot conform to authority or anyone that she thinks that's in a position of authority. And she also, with that narcissism, which I find very interesting, is that she has an inferiority complex. And a lot of that stems from her upbringing, but we can get into that. So, anyway, what I did my research, and it didn't really take a lot, and it didn't take a lot of time, even though Liv is a master at deleting, or rather privating, her content, and that's what she's done to her channel. She has a treasure trove of content, just like Strong Mommy Chrissy and My Jazzy Life. She has a catalog that goes back, I think her channel started like in 2017 or 2018, but she's privated those videos. She's handpicked what she wants us to see and what she doesn't want us to see, and particularly the lives, because the lives is where the truth comes out. That's where all the tea is spilled. And she doesn't want us to see that kind of stuff. Because from day one, when her and Jerrod broke up, when she left Dallas and went to Florida for the first time, she's been on a campaign to make the internet dislike Gerard. And she didn't really have to, because early on, prior to him leaving the final time, once he left after they got married, after that tragic Mamiana trip, um, a lot of people were laying into Gerard because of his choices of going back to Olivia after everything that she had did and said. So a lot of people already had opinions about Gerard, and some people never changed their opinion of him, and that's perfectly fine. As we get into this video, I may be discussing how I fall in this whole situation, what I believe, but I will say this up front. I don't believe Liv the current storyline. I don't believe her. She's a liar. Okay? I just don't believe her. Now, is that to say that her and Gerard did not bump uglies again? That he wasn't tiptoeing in the tulips, as Tasha TMR likes to say? I wouldn't be surprised or shocked if somebody actually put the proof out here on these YouTube streets, because I haven't seen any proof. I've seen the pictures, I've seen a little bit of the video clip, but none of it's conclusive. And coming from a law enforcement background, I like to operate on the evidence that I see or witness, and nobody is making that evidence public. Behind the scenes, people are talking that they have seen certain things. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not here to debate that. I'm just saying, for me, there has been no proof shown. And at this point in the game, for everyone who's holding on to the quote unquote evidence, nobody's showing anything. The cat is out the bag. Why are people holding on to what they deem to be real proof? And I'm looking at you, Olivia. You are the end all be all. Remember, you have ring cameras. Remember the ding dong ditch situation that you had back in January the 1st, around the new year, and you were absolutely terrified, and you ordered these cameras. Honey, you said they're motion censored. In other words, they cut on with motion. Why not show video footage of Jerrod entering your apartment? Why not show the time when he left your apartment? Why not show that? And listen, I am very familiar with Olivia. I didn't watch her. I was introduced to her through Strong Mommy Chrissy, rather through the reactors, because I got into the mommy sector because of Strong Mommy Chrissy. And I never watched her channel. I just watched the reactions because she triggers me. And I did not want to give her a click or a view. And I still don't to this day. But if I'm going to react to her, that's a whole different thing. And I have been watching, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to now react on her. Okay, you're gonna have to pay me to react to her, basically. So hopefully you guys like my content and you will subscribe to this channel. You will like the video, and I can get on the road to monetization as I move through the content. But again, I didn't watch her as Living with the Webs, so a lot of this stuff that when I went back through the archives was kind of new to me. And like I said, I honestly feel like Olivia, with her devious mind, there will be tons of recordings, tons of recordings, conversations, even if they're just talking about the kids in general. That would be enough proof. Or talking about situations that are not hypersexual or embarrassing to the kids. If they were being homies on good terms, I cannot suspend my belief that she would not have recorded all of this, because her main goal, and she said it in that live that she broke down in, was to get back at Nisha and to get back at us on the internet that believe that Jerrod is a saint and that she's a liar. Put something out, Olivia. That video alone would get probably enough views to pay you. You can eat off of that. You should have hundreds of recordings. Now she did play that video, rather recording of that video, which was totally tasteless. But you got to remember, her and Jerrod have been together what 10 years. They were together or been entwined for over 10 years. And I can definitely see Olivia recording some of their intimate moments. So we don't know when that happened. Everybody is stuck on, yeah, that's his voice, which honestly I couldn't tell. I mean, it could have been his voice. I wouldn't be surprised, but it could have been from something earlier. I can't forensically analyze that. None of us can. I'm just saying Olivia's a liar and the truth ain't in her. That's all I'm saying. So I was able to find a particular video that was done by a content creator called Squeaky Rants. And I don't believe that they are still doing reactions. I do believe I kind of looked at all their videos. I don't see them doing anything recent. I believe the channel is kind of dormant. But shout out to Squeaky Rinse and all the other reactors that I was able to pull content from. This particular reactor did a compilation video, and it looks like this video is taking place roughly around the time frame after the Mamiana trip. So it would have been around between May of 2020 through the end of the year. Okay, so these are various clips of Olivia and Jerrod talking. It's mainly Olivia. And what you're going to see is her talking about various different situations that occurred through this rocky period after they got married. I do have some content of them prior to them getting married, when she first left Dallas and went to Florida, and he was kind of back and forth. They are very interesting too, and we'll get to those later. But for this particular rewind reaction, this time frame again, I believe, is between May and December of 2020. The content creator didn't really give dates, so I'm not 100% sure. If I'm wrong, please correct me. So I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to go ahead and get this reaction started. Let me pull up the video.
Basically kind of when everything blew up, it blew up, you feel me? So I know that you guys seen it as you guys seen it, but like I was actually living it, and there was so much like behind the scenes and just everything. So there was a lot that went down, a lot that was said, a lot that, a lot of things that happened, and I'm still dealing with it to this day. I mean, Gerard and I are trying to work things out. Like, he really wants to keep his family and, be with me and all of that. And I love him so much. And I do want to be with him too. I made vows on that beach and I do want to be with him. Like I love him. I always say this and I've always loved this man. Okay. So of course I want to keep my family intact and I want to try to be with him. But with this baby possibly being his, possibly. I'm starting to like not really believe it. You feel me? Because the shit that he tells me, okay, like I understand and I can see where he's coming from and like I understand what he's telling me, but still the woman inside me that does not trust him anymore. Oh yeah, and if you see that I have all my nails on his head and no nails on my head. Girl, I'm trying. Okay, this is my project tonight to get all these nails. I'll have this conversation because Gerard and I have a lot of.
Okay, let me pause right here because I do vaguely remember Jerrod supposedly got some other chick pregnant, but correct me if I'm wrong. Again, like I said, I wasn't really watching Living with the Webs, and then she flipped it to Liv's life. Now it's Love Live. But anyway, I thought Jerrod had a vasectomy, and I thought it was understood. But in my research, I think she does pinpoint when the vasectomy was had. So I believe that he possibly had the vasectomy back in um, 2019 because she has a pregnancy that she said that she was going to do away with, and she ended up miscarrying, but she was saying it was his, and he was saying that it couldn't have been because he had a vasectomy. So I think that's what she's alluding to about this so-called second baby. I personally think Olivia was just doing it for a click and a view. She has stated to us, and even Nisi said she stated to the judge that YouTube is entertainment. She's basically acting for us. Don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. She said it herself, but yet some people still believe her. I, for one, I don't. I'm just going to be quite honest. I don't believe her. So I believe that's what that whole thing was about this baby.
Conversations off camera, obviously, because we live together and we're in a relationship. We have a lot of conversations, and I feel like those conversations, some of them, like what is said, the topics that we talk about, they need to be heard because I feel like a lot of people go through the stuff. Try not to cuss. The stuff that we have gone through, a lot of people go through. A lot of people are ashamed to even admit that they go through the stuff that we go through, but it's real life. You know what I mean? Our relationship is toxic. It has been toxic since the start of it. You know what I mean? But that doesn't take away the fact that I love him. He loves me. And we have 3 kids together. So whether we continue to try to work it out or we don't, that's really our business. And like Gerard and I kind of went through something. Like he found out I was texting my ex. And it wasn't even like that. It was not on that level.
Before we move on to this, I just want to point out what she did in the prior clip. And she does it again to this day. She's true to form. Is that she minimizes and then she gaslights us to believe that what she's going through is normal and that everybody goes through it. Now, I've been on this planet for a little over a half a century. And to some extent, people have gone through difficult times in their relationships. That is actually true. But she likes to use it as a shield and justification for her actions. And this clip that we're getting ready to watch, she's going to do that. She's going to minimize her her wrong, and she's going to not take any accountability for it. You know, accountability is not thy name when it comes to Liv. She has never ever taken accountability. And if she has, what she does, she'll come back in the next video or 20, 30 minutes down the line and, roll that back. She does something what a lot of politicians do. It's called gish galloping. She talks in circles. She rewords what she said previously. Like I said, she should work for the Dallas Gas Company because she is a professional gaslighter.
Well, it was just me and my ex was together for a long time. I knew his mom, and his mom died. Okay, so R.I.P. to her. But I'm just saying, like, she passed away. He emailed me. I gave him a number, and we were talking. Now, should I have told Jerrod? Yeah, I should have told him, but I just didn't. That's not right. I should have told him. But we weren't.
Sure, about a chick that I was talking to on Instagram or whatever, but like I told you, it was just I entertained it. It was dumb. I talked about a lot of bad stuff. And, that was stupid on my part, especially since I'm with her and I love her. But the shit that I did is like I didn't love her. Like nah, I ain't no cheater. It's just it was stupid. It was real stupid, and everything else that didn't happen.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Webb. But anyway, this is where the whole prostitute thing comes from. Him texting a prostitute. I believe it was somebody on Instagram. I think he said that. But you see how Jerrod comes on and does a mea culpa, and Olivia put him up to it. I don't think for 1 minute Jerrod at this point in time just picked up the camera and uploaded this to her channel. This is something that Olivia put him up to. But it's a fascinating contrast to the previous clip that we just watched, where Olivia minimizes what she did wrong. Here she was talking to an ex boyfriend. And you know that Olivia wasn't just being a shoulder to cry on. I don't even know if I believe the whole line about his mom passing away. Olivia was talking to this man, flirting with this man. And we all know that, or if you don't know, Jerrod even walked up on her, or actually, they were at the movies, and she was texting Maurice, somebody that she met off of POF, basically in his face. So Olivia has no chill. But when Jerrod does wrong, she comes and nails his ass to the YouTube logo and just basically gets out a whip and starts just laying into him. Just starts just flogging him with any and everything that he does wrong. And I'm not saying he's right, and he was right for doing this, but he's owning up to it. And that's one thing I think a lot of people are missing. You can say that I'm being on his side, or I'm being naive, or I'm being a pick me. I don't care. Gerard comes on and he has confessed and he has said what he did wrong. So moving forward, we don't know. Maybe him and Nisha will decide to upload to Instagram, because that seems to be where they drop all the tea. Maybe they will upload something and he will, let us know what really happened. But again, at this point, I haven't seen anything different. The only thing I will say is that they have been on mute. So they have basically allowed Olivia to tell her version of the truth. And to be quite honest, at this point in the game, does it really matter? Because I think everybody's kind of already made up their minds. And I don't know if it really even matters to Gerard and Nisha at this point, because it's a no-win situation. On one hand, you got people out here screaming at the top of their lungs. Um, they need to come out. They need to say something, that he needs to defend himself. And then some of those same people were saying previously to ignore her, don't give her any ammunition. So they can't win for losing. So the truth is something that only Olivia, Nisha, and Gerard really know. And when it comes to the whole thing between Gerard and Olivia, only they know. And like I said, Gerard comes clean. Olivia revises and reimagines the facts. And so if I am a betting woman, I'm not going to bet on Olivia. Some of you are willing to, some of you are willing to risk it, but I will go with the safe bet. I'll probably just hold them. I'll probably just do a Texas hold them. You get what I'm saying. I just don't believe her, and I'll keep saying that. And then again, if this is something you don't want to hear, or you think that I'm being naive, so be it. But I will say everybody's opinion is welcome. So if you decide to drop down into the comment section, let me know how you feel. I will say one thing: we're all adults here, and I just say be respectful. I don't have no one has to agree with me, and I'm okay with you having a difference of opinions. You're entitled to your opinions. I won't knock you down for having them. I won't make you feel small for feeling a certain type of way. I am not the smartest person in the room. I don't own this story or how it's being told. There's a lot of different perspectives, and some people believe what they believe, and I believe what I believe. And like I said what I said, and that's it. that's basically it. I said what I said. So, like I said, don't be offended by what I have to say regarding this, and don't think that I'm telling you you should believe differently. I just don't believe liars, and it has done me very well in my life to not put my trust in a liar or a thief. And then, like I said, in this case, she's both. But I'll go ahead and let Gerard finish his confessional.
Man, like, okay, thank you.
By the way, I do I like this. This is something that an overlay I made. It's very simple, but it's a play off of National Geographic. I call it National Geographic because at the end of the day, some of these personalities here on these YouTube streets, whether it's the mommy sector or any other sector that I happen to watch, I find this almost like a peek into their lives. When I was a kid, my dad had a subscription to National Geographic, and I used to love just going through and looking at the pictures and reading about the different tribes in Africa and in the continent of Africa, and the different lifestyles for places like India and in certain parts of Asia. It kind of brought the world into my home, even the wild kingdom. So this is what YouTube is doing for me now. It's giving me a glimpse into what's behind the curtain. These people have opened up the curtains, the front door. They put us basically, literally in their bedroom, and then they cry that we're all in their business and we shouldn't have an opinion. But it's almost like the studying of people in this new world that we're in this social media world, and they're giving us a glimpse to how people think and why they think a certain way. And even with them opening up their doors and articulating why they do what they do, it still baffles me to some degree. And I just can't turn it off. It's like a car accident. You kind of just slow down. It's a train wreck. So yeah, let me go ahead and stop interrupting Gerard as he's laying open his heart and letting Liv know that he's wronged her and how sorry he is.
Um, yeah, that's what I've been doing, man. Now she my wife, and man, just. Mm. But I'm trying to get better as a man. Like I told her, I'm trying to be a better man, a better father, a better husband. I do have a past, a bad past. Everybody got a past, but it's just like, damn, like it's crazy, man. It's like me and her, we can be just chilling and talking, and then it's bam. She just think about some shit that happened, and it's all my fault. And I see her, and I talk to her about it, try to work through it. That's the thing, yeah, I have to stop hurting her. I told her that too. I have to stop hurting her. Like, my mama raised me better than that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I never really just had nobody. It seriously look a whole hot mess. But whatever. What else is new? I've just been going through it, like, with this apartment. This whole thing with moving and trying to find a place, and am I going back to Texas? Do I want to go back to Texas? I just don't know anymore. It's the baby. I want to, and more than anything, I want Gerard to be happy, and I want him to feel good and successful, and I want him to get that good job. Anyway, like I was saying, I just am at a point where I'm very, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, and I'm at my sister's house. I've been staying with my sister for a while because I don't want to be at that apartment. I just don't know what to do anymore. I love him. I know he loves me.
But as far as going back, I don't know if I want. I don't want to do that. Like I want to go somewhere and I want to stay and I want to stay and I want to plant my family and I want to, just start enjoying life. Like I'm not trying to keep moving from place to place. And yes, I understand that's my husband. I love him and I want him to do great things. But he can do great things anywhere, just like I can. So, he's talking about he's leaving. He's gonna go back to Texas here in a couple days. All right. Well then, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta chase your dream. You gotta do what you gotta do.
So, what I find interesting in that clip is that I remember this. Now, I was watching the reactors covering this at the time. Remember, this was during the time of the panini. So, a lot of us had a lot of time to consume this content, this mommy sector content. And this was basically Jerrod making the decision that the marriage was over. She's making it sound like he just wants to go back to Dallas and he wants her and the kids to go back with them. And I think at the time the thinking was that that could have possibly been true. But now we know that he left because of the whole Mamiana trip and the Maurice thing and her getting pregnant on this trip. And obviously it wasn't his child. He was leaving her. That's why she was looking so rough because she knows that this man is leaving. He wasn't leaving her to go pursue a dream. Now, it is a fact that he was having a hard time finding employment in Florida. And I don't know if it was through Niecy's husband that he had work lined up, but he knew he had contacts back in Dallas that would get him back to work. But also, too, I think that he was just ready to be away from her. This was a turning point. But again, she's sugarcoating it and acting like he just couldn't be in Florida and not that he couldn't just be with her. And at this point, she's not talking about him leaving the kids because that is her biggest thing. He left the kids. I would posit it that he left her and he wasn't trying to take the kids at the time. And in her mind, that he was supposed to thug it out and just get over it. Like I said, you see how he had to do a whole apology video. Olivia has yet to apologize to Jerrod. At least I don't recall any video that she's done where she's actually apologized to him for all the things that she's done. Because in Olivia's world, she's never wrong. She's always the victim, and she will forever remain a victim.
I've been over there on Instagram doing my thing, and I mentioned some dude that I was talking to. Okay, I'm talking to a dude. Big deal, I'm grown. But that's why I always try to stress to you guys that these reactors, they are liars. Like, they're such liars. It's like, if you're gonna report on something, I already said this, and I'm gonna need you bitches to get it together. Because I know you hoes are gonna be watching this later. I need y'all to get it together. If y'all gonna be the paparazzi, or y'all gonna be the fucking TMZ of the three mommies, or whoever the fuck you talking about, girl, you need to get it all the way together. Okay, make sure you know your facts. Make sure you know what you're talking about. Because people just be out here just trying to shit on your name for no reason. I think I'm not because I'm sad. Because I don't really care about the relationship aspect. The relationship aspect is done. Finito. Throw it in the trash. Rip it up in a million pieces. Like, he never loved me like that. And that's cool. I can say that and I can be like, okay, it's cool. Like, I know what I want and I know what I deserve, and it's not him. It's definitely not him. And the fact that he walked away from his kids, I think is the biggest F you ever. I'm the type of woman that just wanted to keep him in their life because, number one, sir, you made these babies and you should be taking care of them. You know, it should be 50-50. That goes for you guys too, you know. Oh, my hair is so tangly. Ugh.
Okay. So you heard it. This again, he had left in August. So I am assuming that this particular clip was after August. She said the relationship was over. And so I'm going to talk about that more at the end of the video. There was no relationship. And also, you heard her say that she was talking to some guy. So it like when I hear the discussion about Nisha being a homewrecker and Nisha messing around with a married man, yes, on paper they were married, but I guess maybe it's a generational thing. Or don't come after me, don't come after the aunties, because there are some aunties that feel the way some of you younger folk feel. But just because they were married on paper doesn't mean that they were in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? That they had a marriage, okay? There things called separation. You can't get divorced overnight. And Olivia was out there doing her thing just as well as Jerrod, okay? But for some reason, people tend to forget that Olivia was out here dating. She was out in these streets, okay? And so, how can you break up a home if there's no home to break up? Jerrod left. He left her in Florida. Olivia hightailed it back to Texas in an attempt to get her family back. And if you guys are hearing any kind of music in the background, my neighbors, my goodness, they've started already for another day. So hopefully you are not picking up on that. So I apologize if you hear a little music in the background. It's not me. But yeah, again, Olivia again has a way of justifying her actions. And at this point, a lot of people were starting to shout out Jerrod. In other words, basically give clapping for him to have left her, and she cannot have that. Again, if she hates Jerrod, everybody has to hate Jerrod. Now, in this clip, she's a little bit more, like I said, there's levels to this. And sometimes we see these mood swings with Olivia within, like I said, within a matter of hours now, when she does these long, 6, 7, 8, even 10-hour lives. We'll see her cycle through different emotions within one live. But yeah, this is her now. She's not in her bitch bag right here. She looks actually kind of pathetic.
You know, even after that stuff that I found out that happened with the, calling an escort and everything. Stop! Yeah, and this is gonna sound hella stupid, and this is gonna sound really dumb, but to me, it's like I was just still trying. Stop doing that! Come here, lay down. Come on. Lay down. Lay down with mommy. Lay down.
Yeah, baby Ryan.
Leaving. But I was like, bro, please don't leave. Like, he knows. And I don't care what nobody says. People are gonna, oh, you're not the first single mother in the world. Blah, blah, blah. I know, sis. Chill out. I know I'm not the first single mother in the world. Hats off to all the single mommies. But I'm just saying, it's a lot. It's a lot if you got one. It's a lot if you got 20. It's a lot if you got 10. However many kids you got, it's a lot. Okay? It's a lot for one person. And that's why it takes a man and a woman. Because a man and a woman, they should both play their part. And they should both, do 50-50. That's how it should be. I know that it's not like that in a lot of situations. But with this dude, I was like, you know what? He obviously can't be a good man to me, but he claims to love his kids so much. He sees how much they love him. They have a good bond. He's always been in their life. He's not gonna leave his kids. So he kept like, oh yeah, guys, look what I found. Your tooth? Okay, out. I'm talking. Yeah, go put it up on your bed now.
Isn't it amazing how she's talking about how important Jerrod is? how important it is for Jerrod to be in her kid's life. And then during the time of like the whole divorce, and when she was with Zolo, particularly with Brandon, she did want him to see the kids. She did actually, she just wanted him to take the kids so she could have free time to do what she wanted to do. But she oscillates or vacillates between Jerrod needing the kids needing Jerrod in their lives, and and them not needing their dad in their lives, because I think somewhere along the line, I don't know. I believe that Olivia doesn't really understand how important it is to have both parents if they are willing, and how important Gerard is to the kids, because her father's never been there. She will try to make it sound like her dad has been there for her, but she's been busted many a times telling the real deal. Her dad wasn't in her life. And so she doesn't understand the importance of having a father. And sometimes I think she resents that Gerard wanted to be so much in their lives, and she knew she could use them as a weapon. And again, he did not leave the kids, he left her. I just want to make that point.
Now, go. Everybody out. Don't come in here. The baby's already out. Help her, Robin. Christian, I didn't say scream at her. And I didn't say you do nothing. I said Robin. He kept like toying with the idea, like kind of like in my face. Oh, I'm gonna go back to Texas. I'm gonna go back to Texas. Oh, I'm gonna go back to Texas. I was like, bro, like my brother-in-law sat us both down and talked to us. My brother-in-law was trying to tell us, you know, like it's gonna be harder if you guys break up. Like you guys should go to counseling. Like he was really trying to like help our relationship. At that point, that was like a week or two. That was probably like 2 weeks before he left. At that point, you know, he was done, and I was like, you know, whatever. Like, if he's done, then fuck it. What am I gonna do? Just sit here, please, please stay with me. I mean, maybe that's what he probably would have wanted. He probably would have wanted me to get down on my motherfucking knees and.
See what I said, how she spills the truth. So in this live, now remember prior to that, she made it seem like Gerard just wanted to go back to Dallas because of opportunities to pursue his dreams. Things weren't working out in Florida regarding the job situation. Here she admits to begging him to stay and for his reasonings for leaving. And I do remember the videos. I do remember when Raquel's husband basically took Gerard on a walk, or Gerard went over there so they could have a man-to-man conversation. And Raquel's situation is completely different than Liv's. And I think they were just trying to make this work for Olivia. They really were trying to help her out. But as we all know, at least in my opinion, there's only kind of help that Olivia needs is a help from a psychotherapist.
Beg him to stay with me, but I'm gonna be the same way. I'm just like, okay, well, it's done. Like, he's been acting like this for so long, and then the whole prostitute situation. The days when he turns it off. He regrets marrying me. I think I already told you all this. But today he told me he felt pressured. To marry me. Mind you, when we talked last week, whenever I got my nails done and I took him to get his haircut, he was telling me, Olivia, we should have got married a long time ago. Bro, how are you so hot and cold? What is that? How can you be like that with me? We're in the truck and we're about to go,
now,
y'all.
I do believe that there was a little bit of I wouldn't say manipulation, but I think Gerard was really trying to sort this out. And I think that was one of the reasons why he really wanted to get back to Dallas too, so he can clear his mind and to know if he really made the right decisions. Because let's be honest, once he got down to Dallas, and let's just say a month into their separation, he really missed his family. He missed Olivia, more importantly. He could have hightailed it back to Florida, but I think he got some clarity. And I guess some will argue part of that clarity was Nisha. But yeah, I just find that interesting.
Sure. Okay. I'm so fresh. What? I just filled up this tank. It was like on almost E.
By the way, in this clip, Olivia is on her way to Texas. This is when she loaded up the U-Haul and hightailed it down to save her marriage.
She said Liv's gonna be throwing that thing back tonight. Oh my god, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be. I already know this person, so even if I wanted to throw it back, bitch, I can throw it back, okay? But Jerrod and I have broken up, okay? No. We have stopped fucking with each other, but broken up, I don't even, the lines are so blurry at this point. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. We've been having sex. Of course, we've been having sex. He's my husband. I came so my kids can be around their father. Oh my God. Jerrod has been talking to a female ever since before he left me. He slept at my house tonight. And bitch, I got on his motherfucking phone. Girl, tell me why he's in a whole motherfucking relationship with.
So this is when Olivia finds out about Nisha, and she basically jacks her name up. It was Nisi who clarified what Nisha's Aunt Tanisha's name is. I do have a the full clip of this interaction, or this portion of her journey and her discovery of Nisha, and I will attach it to the end of this video, or I may just upload it as a separate video. But there's more context, or there's more to this little clip right here. But yeah, this is when she found out about Nisha, and this is where I believe, in my opinion, and I'll discuss that further. But I think I'm starting to believe that she's convoluting this situation. When she first got down to Dallas, I do believe, I kind of sort of believe that Jerrod was going back and forth between her and Nisha. But again, Olivia's a liar, and I kind of feel bad because I do believe her, because I did say I don't believe anything that she says. But she does have a phone, and she keeps picking it up and showing it that he was creeping back over to her house, kind of going in between. Listen, this was a rocky period for Olivia and Jerrod. The way they interacted and the way they handled business was messy. I'll be the first one to say that. So early on in their split up, I can definitely see him going back and forth. And this was a live that she basically, he fell asleep. She got into his phone and she found out about Nisha, and she's really in her feelings. She's tore up about this. But again, you won't find this live on her page because it's private. I don't think Olivia deleted anything. And to be honest, I don't know why these are private other than her ego, because these are money makers. But if she wants people like me, or you know, other reactors or bone collectors from the past to get credit and to get watch time and the click off of her content, then so be it. But yeah, this is the reckoning. This is when shit really hit the fan.
With a bitch named, oh Lord, have mercy on my soul. Oh my God. I can't make this shit up. He's in a whole fucking relationship with this bitch. And this bitch knows I do YouTube. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Yeah, our man, this is our man. It's my husband, but it's your boyfriend. My motherfucking husband has a girlfriend, bro.
See how her language
The woman inside me
doesn't
that does not
change?
trust him anymore. Oh yeah, you see,
Uh-oh,
I
hold
have
on.
all my nails on his head
Hold
and no
on,
nails on his.
guys. Okay, when I went to pause this, I ended up rewinding, so I had to get caught back up. So I'm sorry if there's some uh, overlap here. But what I was going to say, this is the part where I think when she's talking this week about, or the last week or so about, Jerrod D being her D. It sounds like this situation when she's talking about how we laid up and we were chilling, and she kept calling and asking him to come home. That's what's happening right here. So, like I said, Olivia likes to reimagine history. She likes to gaslight. She likes to paint the story to make her look good. And she has been on, like I said, it's been about a 6-year campaign to just demolish Jerrod and Nisha, and she's not going to stop. She said it. Now, today and yesterday and the day before, she was chill. But believe me, she's just recharging her bad bitch battery. And once that gets back up to the level she needs it to, she'll be back on a tear.
Husband, but it's your boyfriend. My motherfucking husband has a girlfriend, bro. I never thought I would be in such a ratchet ass situation. Like, we've been through so much, but for him to take it this far. And no, it's not like he left Florida and was like, I'm done with you, it's over. This nigga has always been like hanging me on like a string, like, I don't want to divorce you, I love you. But he's whole ass telling this bitch that he loves her. You guys, I don't think I'm gonna upload this video. I just needed to vent. It's 4 in the morning. It's 4:15 in the morning. I've called this bitch. I left her a message. I don't do this. I think he lives with the bitch too. I think because she's talking about come home. Girl, I'm reading all these text messages and I don't even know if she knows that he's married. But she.
Oh, I want to go already.
Robin, go in the other room, because now you're on my nerves.
Oh, this will get you. All right, yes.
So that there's no confusion off the rip, this is Brandon. Meet Brandon. This is when Brandon enters stage right, I guess, because when people leave, they exit stage left. But yeah, this is Brandon. This is not Jerrod. And again, this is why they're still married. So again, to the argument, oh, Nisha's a homewrecker. She got with a married man. And I get it. I get it. But again, I have known people who have taken years to divorce, and you can't get divorced overnight, and people just kind of go on with their lives. And in light of the fact of how Olivia acts, I can see why people saying Anisha should have stood down until he cleared up the mess. But she was out here messing around herself. She's not innocent. And to think that Jerrod should have just sat back and let what he perceived at the time maybe the best thing that has come to into his life, because the people on the YouTube streets are the people with strong opinions about the sanctity of marriage, even if the marriage bed has already been defiled by both actors, what they think. I think it's a little bit naive. And I will say this again for anyone who catches feelings behind what I said. You can believe what you want. I'm entitled to my opinion. I said what I said, and I'm not going to back down on that. Um, I don't want to come off as being a know-it-all. I'm just saying this is what I think. This is just what I believe. I am not going to press Nisha about being with a quote-unquote married man when his wife wasn't married either. That's all I'm saying. That's all B.A.N.K is saying.
Nobody messing with him. Leave him alone. All right, you the man. All right.
They said they want a Q&A.
No, you don't need a hat. Come on, Robin. I can't breathe.
Robin, stop. Don't do that.
I can't breathe, Robin.
Still
bad.
Why can you not breathe?
No, have my back, because I can't.
You can't or you can't? I can't believe it. And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so shocked. I'm just so shocked. Jerrod hasn't been the perfect guy, so I know that a lot of y'all are like, come on girl, you should have known. I didn't. I didn't know he would do this to me, to us, to our family. But he has, so.
Olivia, where's your accountability in all of this? I mean, seriously, sis. And I know this is old, but it still stands today. You can't believe he did this to us. What did you do? Do you not remember the Mamiana trip? Listen, prior to you guys getting married, yeah, there was some cheating. He admitted to that. He even admits to, while you were married, talking to some escort on Instagram. Okay, he admitted to that. He took accountability for that. He said he needed to stop hurting you. But when are you going to take accountability for stepping out the marriage? You guys got married and you cheated. He was not messing around with Nisha. Okay. Like I said, I did my research. Later on, she does allude to the fact that she believes that he was talking back with Nisha in July prior to him leaving to go back to Dallas, but they're talking on the phone. Okay. She actually met somebody off of POF, drove her ass down to, or flew down rather, to Houston, hooked up with this dude, got pregnant by him, had this guy coming up to, or going over to Florida while she's still married to Jerrod, talking and texting Maurice while her and Jerrod are in the movie theater. It's just, it's madness. There was a lot of things going on during this time period. I believe it was during their marriage with the maintenance man. That might have happened before, though, on one of his trips back down. Sorry, one of his trips to Florida prior to him deciding to go back to Florida and get married to Olivia. But Olivia, you're not taking any responsibility. You're sitting here in tears. You're talking about what this man did to you, but again, you're not taking. You're not owning up to your part in all of this mess. You're just not owning up to it, and you still to this day haven't owned up to it. Olivia is stuck. She is stuck. No matter how much she says she's healed, she's not. She's not. There's a void in her heart and in her head when it comes to this whole thing with Jerrod. And she has convinced herself that her retelling of it is actually how it went down. I think part of the reason why these videos are private is because she knows people like me and other people in the reactor community are going to drag her for this. But she has a lot of new viewers. If you look at her old chats, you see a lot of those faces are gone. Now, people could have changed their names, but she cycled through some new people who are watching her, people who don't know this part of her story. And I think it's important, if you're going to react on Olivia, that you dig into the crates. And I know some people feel like, oh, I'm not going through all of that. Well, you don't have to. I'm going to do it because I want to at least get it. At least for myself. This is no shade to anybody else. I like to have a point of reference. Again, being ex-law enforcement, I like to look at the evidence. I like to analyze what is put out in front of me, and I like to come to a conclusion. And the conclusion that I've come to, again, that she's a narcissistic, oppositional, defiant. Um, she is someone lacking in in self-esteem. She has an inferiority complex, and I believe that Stella didn't do her any favors. Her upbringing did not do her any favors. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let her tell her version of this fairy tale life that she has. I know, again, she says, to the judge, this is all entertainment, that people like Zolo are paid actors, and she's just putting on a character. But she breaks characters quite often. She will break character. And I think this is a moment where this is her truth as she knows it, even though we don't believe it or we know different.
Whatever. I'm just... Y'all, I'll give it to you light. I'm pretty fucked up. So fucked up. And I think the worst part about it is I can't even talk to him. Like, we can't even have a conversation because he's so just cut off from me. Cut completely off. And I feel so fucked up about this whole situation. And I think I've talked about it enough in my recent lives, but for him to I I also feel shitty because of how Brandon and I ended things. And even though this is going to sound so fucked up, I feel really bad about that situation too. And I miss him and I want to call him. I fell in love with Brandon.
Basically, what Olivia is saying here, that she used Brandon as a weapon against Jerrod, but she's also saying she caught feelings. So at least she's admitting that. She's almost thrown out an apology to Brandon. That's more grace than she's ever given Jerrod. It's funny how she can give every man, including Zolo and Krylani, or Kailani's dad, that we don't even know who this man is, how much grace she can give these folks, but she has zero to give to Jerrod. So when she was spilling all this tea over the last couple of weeks about her and Jerrod, it's like a switch that she turns on and off. I do believe that she is going in and out of character at that point, but she always hurts herself because she opens her big mouth. If Gerard was creeping with her back then and now, she runs to the internet and she lets us all know by it. And when she does that, she lets Nisha know. And like she said, she's cut off from Gerard. It's just the same thing right now. They're back to square one. Let her tell it. You know, the lines of communication had opened up. He was being more flexible with her with the visitation. And in my opinion, it wasn't that he was giving her more time with the kids. I just think he was accommodating her because of her hoop ride. You know, that hoopty she got was not going to make it to the pickup point, which I believe is the airport. And he was giving her some grace by bringing the kids to her or meeting her at a halfway point, and it sounds like he might have been also dropping them off at the apartment. And now she doesn't have that anymore. And she could not have picked a worse time to do that, because it's not Gerard's obligation to get her the kids. That is her obligation. So it's Mother's Day weekend. Again, as I am doing this rewind reaction, I don't know if she has a kid, if she's posted anything with the kids, but if this was her weekend to have the kids, and I do believe that had this not all happened, that Gerard would have given her time with the kids this weekend because it's Mother's Day. She blew up the spot, and now she's sitting there looking sad. And it's no different. What we're looking at right now is no different than what's going on today. She's just better at covering it up. Very rarely are we going to get a crying Liv like this live. And I just want to say this too. She has lost a lot of weight. I know she says it's 90 pounds, but the contrast is very loud. I guess that's the word I would use. It's very, very loud. Uh, Now she shaves off her hair and do all the other stuff, but she will not allow herself to look like this coming on camera, being down in the dumps. That the she's taken on all these different personalities and characters. That this character, she has definitely retired. I don't think we'll see this one back. But then again, I wouldn't be shocked because the girl is going through it right now.
I fell in love with him, and this is why you don't get involved with somebody while you're in the middle of a situation or you're not healed yet. Like, I get it. I get it, guys. Like, I get it. Everything people were telling me, I get it. I get it. And, like, a part of me already knew that. Like, I already knew you don't do shit like that. But I was so hurt. And Brandon was there for me when I needed him. And I don't mean that in a way like I was using him. I wasn't using him. It's just, I don't know. He just came into my life and he came into my life, and I didn't. The fucking shitty ass shit ways that I feel I have to pack. Because I'm moving in 4 days. Like, I already told my mom, like, I want to get a job outside the house. And I don't know, other stuff, but I don't think I can do this anymore, guys. It's been a ride, okay?
So that's the end of that. And this is where she decides to pack up and head back to Florida. And I think at this point, when she goes back to Florida, this is when she goes and stays with Raquel for a few months before she gets her own place. And on the horizon comes Mr. Zolo Bands. Her and Brandon kind of do a back and forth thing where he comes and visits and all that good stuff. And but this is the precursor to Zolo Bands. So basically, Olivia hightailed it to Dallas to get her man back. She tried everything to get him back. She even threw Brandon in the mix to make him jealous. But at the end of the day, Jerrod basically told her no. And whether or not Nisha was being played, or both of them, her and Nisha, were being played, Jerrod had made a decision, or he didn't make the decision that Liv wanted. And she basically said, I quit. I'm going back. But we know that she never quit. Like I said, her battery recharges, I guess, with it's gotten better and more efficient at recharging and coming back with a game plan. It does bring views, to the table. Olivia was able to really build her channel off of going after Strong Mommy Chrissy, and then more recently she got over 100K off of her beef with Jasmine, and she was ready to re up that formula with Jerrod, but it didn't turn out the way she wanted. So that's, like I said, that's why we're seeing those lives where she's like really like in her feelings, really melancholic, if that's a word. But that will do it for this rewind reaction. This is Liv and Jerrod's relationship in a nutshell. If you like this reaction, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And I will be back with more rewind reactions. My ultimate goal is to go live. Like I said, I went live last night, and if you missed it, you missed it. But I can re-up that content and go live. I really prefer mixing it up and talking to you guys, getting your opinions, but I also want to build this channel. So that's why I'm asking for you to subscribe, so that you subscribe, you hit your post notifications. So when I do go live, you can come in here and join me in this walk down memory lane. I don't know how many videos that I'm going to do regarding this, because I have a lot of them, and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot to unpack. I will be reacting to other mommies, some that you are very familiar with, like Strong Mommy Chrissy, My Jazzy Life, Wine Glass and Chill, Sky. And those two, I like to react to their lives. Now, Wine Glass will give us something in a video, Sky doesn't. So they will be incorporated. But I also have some other mommies that you guys may not be familiar with that I would like to kind of do reactions on. So I'm looking forward to mixing it up with you guys in future lives, should I do another one. And I'd like to thank you if you made it this far. And until I upload the next time, please have a blessed day. I'm out.
Yeah, yeah. Stacks in the pocket, she bank heavy with the soul. Birkin full of paper, dream she gunning for that gold. Auntie with no babies, but she still full-time mama. Dropping bars of wisdom, hot as the sun in Ghana. She don't sugarcoat, nah, she season it raw. Truth cut sharper, just the way she saw. Lipstick fierce, nails done in a spell, but her heart caught the softness. She holds you when you fell. Black auntie flow, she queen of advice. Hit you with the truth, but the love real nice. She got no kids, but she raised the crew. Bank that wisdom, what she speak come true. Sunday sermon from the stoop, fans clapping hands. Every gem like currency, you cash where you stand. Crispy edges on her words like fried plantains, but she nurture every soul, calm wrath like rain. She go, baby, don't you play, get your hustle on lock. Love tougher than the steel sitting under her Glock. Oprah ambition, cooking dreams in a pot. Bought her own mansion, ain't depending on squat. Black auntie flow, she queen of advice. Hit you with the truth, but the love real nice. She got no kids, but she raised the crew. Bank that wisdom, what she speak come true.